It's amazing how just thinking about having a piece of clothing and wearing it can have such an effect on your psyche. I consider myself to be a fairly stylish person. What I am not is a very trendy person. Even though I might know what the trends are currently, where I struggle is adopting them and actually starting to wear them. I don't think that trendy and stylish are the same thing, and I don't think that to not be trendy means you're not stylish. Trends do not dictate my style. They are a helpful tool to expand and develop my tastes. The good thing about being slow to adopt trends is that by the time you pick a trend to adopt, one, it's fully developed and you have more options in the styles of clothing that are available within the trend. When there are more iterations of a piece of clothing available, it's easier to find something that you love. Second of all, you know that it's going to be around for a little bit longer. If a trend has been around for a year or two, it's probably not going to go away immediately. So you can trust that the clothes you ordered are not going to be out of style by the time they come in the mail. This video isn't going to be about being trendy. None of these trends, for the most part, are going to be on the cutting edge of fashion, and it's not about fitting into a mold. It's about adopting trends that fit your style on your timeline. The first trend we're going to discuss has been around for a few years. As far as I can tell, the earliest appearances of this trend began around 2021. And when this trend was in its earliest form, it was really just menswear. It was like the vest from a three-piece suit, and women would wear it. I have to say, I did not like this style. I really couldn't picture myself in it. Didn't have any desire to partake in it. Just things that I generally don't jibe with. But over time, this has changed. There are now so many variations of this. You've definitely seen it, whether it's like a knit, ribbed, soft top, or it's like a more tailored top. The going trend for this season seems to be a square neck top. So as I was saying a minute ago, over time, different iterations form of a trend, and you begin to have more options within the trend. Whereas I wouldn't have adopted this trend a few years ago when it was limited to these very menswear inspired looks, there is actually now a vest top or a sleeveless button down that I actually would wear. And it's this one from the brand Court. I have another top from this brand that I really like. I think they have really cute stuff. I love that this one has a more feminine silhouette. I love the little lace detail around the neck, and I like that it has a tie in the back, and it also came in gingham, and I love gingham, especially for summer. There's a couple reasons I'm not going to invest in this top right now. The first one is just the price. So this is available only on a site called Fumoda, which is a subscription-based site. To order this top, you have to pay the subscription, and it's like a minimum of 3 months. So the top, which itself is not terribly expensive, would cost like $100 with the subscription, and I'm not even sure if I would keep it. So I really don't want to invest the money into it at this point. Secondly, I'm not convinced that this would be flattering on me. This one has a high round neck that's kind of closed off, and it has sleeves that are cut off straight at the arms. And generally I try to go for something with a more open neck or something that accentuates the shoulders a little bit more, because I just think it's more flattering to my figure. So between that and the price, I think I'm going to hold off on investing in this piece, maybe until I can try it risk-free, or I can just buy it secondhand. Moving on to the second trend, white skirts.
For spring. Groundbreaking.
I know white skirts are not a trend. They are a wardrobe staple for spring and summer every year. But the styles of white skirts this season are different than the styles of skirts we saw in 2023 and 2024. In 2023 and 2024, it was all about texture. We saw a lot of crinkled skirts, textured skirts, a lot of pleating and chiffon, and a lot of tiers. Personally, I found and bought a Ralph Lauren Denim Supply chiffon tiered skirt for $5 at a garage sale last summer, and it was one of my best purchases of the year. I got so much use out of it, and I totally intend to wear it again this summer. But it was very well loved by the end of the season, and I'd like to have something fresh. So I've been watching what's available, and The trends I'm observing this year are a move away from those textured materials toward smooth or less textured cotton poplin or natural textiles like linen. There's still tiers, but there's fewer. And I'm also seeing details like pin tucks and a lot of eyelet lace. This skirt from Doen features all three, and this skirt actually came out last year. Doen is kind of in the same tier of fashion brands as Cezanne and Reformation and Love Shack Fancy, generally a little bit out of my price range, but very cutting edge and stylish, and brands I really like, and if I had a lot more money, I would buy from them. I like browsing their sites and stores to see what is coming into fashion, because these are the brands that are bringing trends from high fashion down the line. Then next season or next year, we're going to be buying these types of clothing at TJ Maxx. Anyway, this skirt is a fave. So many cute outfits using this skirt on Pinterest. I fell in love with it, and I just kept imagining how pretty I would feel in it and all the things I could pair it with. It's amazing how just thinking about having a piece of clothing and wearing it can have such an effect on your psyche. Ended up finding a nice dupe, a very, very good dupe of this skirt, 100% cotton on Amazon from a store called Botelicate. And I got it in the mail. I put it on and I was like, oh, yeah.
Immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no.
This was just way too much skirt on me. There was too much material. It was too long. This sort of drop waist full effect at the hips just doesn't work for me. So if this works for you, I'm very happy for you and maybe a little bit jealous. I did consider keeping the skirt and cutting it down. Like I tried like shortening it to see what would happen. But since I'm not a seamstress and our sewing machine is out of order, this seemed like an impractical solution. I ended up ordering this skirt from Lulu's instead. I haven't gotten it yet, but I know the A-line style is going to be more flattering on me. It's still long. It has that clean look. And then it also has this little lace detail around the bottom that gives it that softness and femininity that I love. Trend number 3 for this list is sailor style. This is actually a current micro trend. This might be the earliest I've ever been to one of these, but I have been waiting for this to happen for years. I've always loved sailor style, but it's something that's been relegated to children's clothing or very specific subgenres of fashion. And I've started to see it come back. We've seen some from brands like Anthropologie, For Love and Lemons, Damson Matter. I got a bunch of sweaters from the brand English Factory to try, looking for something warmer to wear for spring. And none of them ended up working out. I did find this sweater in that quest. This is from Nordstrom. It's a brand called All in Favor. And it's just this little cable knit sweater with this adorable collar detail. I've gotten so many compliments on this sweater. It's such a good sweater. And I ended up getting this sweater. It is from AliExpress. I believe this trend of sailor style is just the latest iteration of sportswear, athleisure, and also preppy coastal fashion that we've been seeing the last few years. And there's also a side to it where we've been seeing a trend of oversized collars for a while now. And this is also just a new iteration of that. So I'm not sure how mainstream this is going to go. I'm not sure if we're going to see sailor style clothing in a year in TJ Maxx or not, but I really like this style. I think it's really fun. I've always loved these like old-timey outfits that were sailor style. It used to be for women of all ages. I don't think this has been in mainstream fashion for women since like the 80s. So yeah, for once, I'm actually early to a trend. It's kind of fun. Trend number 4, drop waists. This one has been loading for a minute and I really like the look of it as well. This is another vintage style that is coming back into fashion. Not even so much from the 20s, but I think like the 80s and 90s, we saw a lot of these drop waists. I tried this drop waisted dress from the brand Commence. This is a knockoff of a more expensive dress. First off, the color was wrong. It was very different from what it showed online. Secondly, it was a little bit small. And thirdly, these drop waists tend to cut me off right at the middle of my vertical line. And unfortunately, most of the time, they're not flattering on me. Things that have worked for me before, the sailor sweater layered over the dress was an example of that. And I'll show you another one in a minute. But generally, these don't work for me. The Doen skirt is another example of the drop waist that just doesn't work for me. But I think these are super cute. So if you can pull these off, and if you're ready to adopt this trend, there are tons of options. Happy shopping. I think it's a really fun way to mix up your wardrobe in terms of silhouette. And finally, we have another trend that isn't really a trend. It's just something that I'm like slowly readopting into my wardrobe, and it's denim dresses. Denim jumpers were a staple of our wardrobe growing up, like the denim skirts trend. I think it's just taken me a minute to recalibrate my thinking about denim dresses. Something that is helping is that now I'll wear sleeveless tops. Very, very edgy, I know, but that does expand my possibilities without having to layer a shirt underneath. I've done chambray. Chambray is really cute, and it's kind of like denim light. I did try this dress from Gap, this chambray dress, but while the bottom part fit really nicely, the top was very strange. The bodice was like poorly designed and the straps would not stay up. So this went back to the store. I really liked the look of this dress from Reformation, and there was a pretty good dupe at Lulu's, but because of the drop waist and like the long length and the heavy material, I just knew that this dress style was not going to work on me. So I ended up getting this dress from Target. It's the same one that's hanging up behind me here. I am going to shorten it significantly. This one is like pinned, waiting for me to sew it. The difference between this one and the other one is that this one has a belt. So if you struggle with the same problem as me, where drop waists hit at an unflattering spot, try adding a belt or picking a style that has a belt at your natural waist just to create more of that hourglass figure illusion. I think it's really helpful. My sister did suggest that a lace turtleneck would be cute under this to make it like a 3-season option, but I am still not sure how I feel about layering a shirt under a jean dress. Maybe in a year or two, I'll be ready to do that. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my take on these trends, past, present, and current. Tell me what trends you're liking right now, and I'll have to go do some looking up trends that maybe I don't know yet. And let me know if you like these sit-down talking vlogs. I've been enjoying watching videos like this more recently, and I'd like to do more. So give me some topic suggestions that you'd like to hear me talk about, because I'm so knowledgeable and smart. Anyway, that's all I have for now, and I will see you soon in another video. Okay, bye.